we have your price on the y-axis and quantity on your x-axis. Alright, and when we talk about positive externality, okay, or positive externality of consumption, okay, we assume that your marginal private cost is equals to your marginal social cost. There is no external cost here. Okay, let me erase again. There's no MEC here. Why? Because there cannot be too many changes. You have to assume ceteris paribus. If not, the diagram will be very, very messy. Alright, so this is the first assumption. Okay, and let's look into the individual curves one by one. Alright, so now let's consider the market of education. If you recall earlier on, alright, why do people consume education? People consume education because of future benefits. Alright, they want to have higher pay increment. Alright, because being educated, you will be more likely to be hired, okay, as with a high paying job. That could be one. Alright, so based on your private decision, alright, this is the amount that you are going to consume, and this is the amount that is valued by the society. Okay, the amount of price that is valued by society, and this is the amount that you're going to consume if you're making your private decision. Okay, but what happens is when you are educated, alright, there are spillover effects. There are third-party effects to consumers, to other people. Why? Okay, because when you are educated, it simply means that the literacy rate in Singapore is going to go up, for example. Alright, it means that the workforce is going to be more productive, could be. Alright, and this is going to attract more foreign investors into Singapore, and this actually is beneficial to the society, isn't it? Right? And when you are educated, you will commit less crime. Okay, it's also beneficial to the entire society. Alright, so what happens is you will see a gap here. Okay, the gap here is your marginal external benefit. Alright, one more thing that I want to highlight here. Okay, certain school syllabus, they illustrate. Okay, before that, let me finish up this entire story first. Then I'll go on to highlight the difference. All right, so the gap will illustrate your marginal external benefit. Okay, and remember, your marginal social benefit is equals to your marginal external benefit. Is equals to your marginal external benefit plus your marginal private benefit. Okay, and this is why your marginal social benefit is higher than your marginal private benefit, because of the presence of externalities, positive externality. Alright, so if you look at where the socially optimum outcome, it is where your MSC equals to your MSB right here. Alright, so the society deems that they want more of the education to be consumed, and they place a higher value to education. Okay, so your education is systematically undervalued and underconsumed. Okay, if you leave it to the free market, and this is why market failure occurs, because there is underconsumption of education. Okay, and it is undervalued. The pricing mechanism actually did not work here, all right, because it did not take into account of external benefit. All right, the next difference that I want to highlight here is for certain school syllabus, let me erase this, all right, they illustrate this as a parallel shift. Okay, your MSB is actually parallel, not shift, not shift, there's no shift here. Alright, but your MSB is actually parallel to your MPB. Okay, so there is no difference. Alright, some schools they actually use the divergence model, some schools actually use the parallel model. It really doesn't matter, so long as it's consistent with what your school is teaching, stick to your school. Alright, so by far I see 50-50 each. Alright, 50% will have divergence. Alright, divergence means your MPB and your MSB will diverge. Alright, and the other 50 actually it is a parallel. Okay, meaning to say that there is a parallel, not shift, okay, but it is parallel. Okay, sorry, I'm using freehand, so it's kind of difficult to draw a straight line. Okay, so that is the thing that I want to highlight. The last part that a lot of students have problem is to highlight the dead weight loss. So I'm going to bring out a very simple technique. Okay, first of all, you need to find out where is your socially optimum outcome. Okay, and second, look at where is the actual consumption. All right, the actual consumption, okay, is at Q1. Okay, so you can actually jot a line upwards. All right, and you will see two intersection. Okay, the first intersection, you will intersect your MPB curve. Second intersection, you will intersect your MSB curve. Alright, and this will denote your dead weight loss. Dead weight loss to the society. Why? Okay, because at Q1, where you are currently consuming, your MSB is greater than your MSC. Alright, so it simply tells you that the additional consumption of education, alright, the additional benefits from consumption of education is going to be the benefit is going to be higher than the additional cost that is incurred while consuming education. So it simply tells you that there is underconsumption and the society needs to consume more. Okay, but it does not necessarily means that the society is consuming at QS. Alright, there is underconsumption. That is why there is dead weight loss. There is inefficient allocation of resources here. Alright, so for the JCs, excluding MJC and the International Baccalaureate syllabus, alright, you can actually extend this model to positive externality of production as well. Okay, but this diagram it is but for this diagram we can actually use for consumption and production for your level. Alright, but once you reach higher level economics, okay, then you will actually learn about more diagrams. But for now, we just use this diagram for both consumption and production. Alright. So now, oh yeah, I forgot to show you. So the gap between your MPB and your MSB, alright, it tells you your marginal external benefit that is incurred by the society that is not borne by the individual themselves. So they themselves, they do not account for this external benefit and do not consider this external benefit. And that is why they will systematically underconsume, okay, and undervalue this good. Alright.